Many thanks for staying with us here on News Desk. Now, news just coming in suggests that the Deputy Commissioner of Police, Angwubutoge Awuni, that's the Eastern Regional Police Commander, has passed on. It's unclear really what led to his death, but my colleague Manasseh Azuri Awuni has a lot more information on this. He's joining me in studio with this pretty sad news this morning. Manasseh, many thanks for joining us. So what can you tell us about the death of the DCOP?
Well, Chencha, you know what? I have been able to glean from sources very close to him indicates that 2 weeks ago he complained about a toothache and went to the hospital in Koforidua, and when he got there, suddenly his temperature started rising. Then he was subsequently admitted for 5 days. After that, he was referred to the police hospital here in Accra. And I'm told yesterday was exactly 1 week since he was brought to the police hospital here. And a source close to him said they visited him on Saturday and had a chat with him. He was doing fine. He could move about. And so they thought things were getting better, only to hear today that he's passed on. So the police service is very hurt, and I spoke to his deputy, that's the Deputy Eastern Regional Police Commander, ACP James Abbas Abba, and he said his commanders and the police officers in the region are very devastated.
Okay, so we're unable to bring that particular sound now, but for the many people who may not know DCOP Angwubutoge Awuni, who is he?
Well, he's someone who speaks his mind, and he's someone who lived his name. If you speak Frafra or Grone, the real or the right pronunciation of the name is Angwubutoge, which means someone who speaks his mind frankly without any fear or favor. That's the meaning of the name. And if you look at how he conducted himself in the police service, that is basically how he lived. You can, I think, quite recently when the workers were demonstrating and he was speaking to them, he told them that, well, I'm a police officer, I cannot go and demonstrate, but what we are doing is in my interest. So we are not here to intimidate you or whatever. He's also someone who ordered the arrest of Niyama Ashite, who was then former Greater Accra Regional Minister and MP for Clotte when he misconducted himself. And he's someone who says it as it is. And that frankness has endeared him to many people. And perhaps not everyone would like it, but for people who have spoken to him, especially journalists, when you speak to them about this man, he never shies away from. If he doesn't have the information, he wouldn't speak. But if he has it, he will say it as it is without trying to massage it. And that is the kind of person DCOP Angwubutoge Awuni was.
It was quite sad. We seem to have lost a gem, if I should put it that way. But has there been any word from his family members?
So far, no. We are aware the family members have heard about it. But so far, the one we've spoken to is his deputy, who says he came there for quite a short time, but he's brought some dynamism, his frankness and no-nonsense disposition was beginning to affect everybody in that region. So his death really comes to them as a surprise, and they are really devastated at the Eastern Regional Police Command.
Let's take a listen to the words of the Deputy Regional Commander, the ACP James Abbas Abba.
To be honest with you, we are all shocked to the core. His brief stay with us here, he has introduced his dynamism, his frankness, his utmost honesty that is made up of, had an impact on all of us here. And we weren't expecting anything of this nature. So we are all shocked with all my commanders.
What do you say about his caliber in the police service?
He was an exceptional police officer. His conduct, his idea of honesty, and his idea about policing was quite different from any other person else. And he spoke his mind. He fought corruption with all his zeal, and it didn't matter whose ox was God. I wouldn't put it bluntly to you when you were wrong. Not only his former regional minister, he did quite a lot of things which were exceptional. And I think it will only be made known, perhaps, when somebody decides to put his thoughts to the general public. Now, I'm not in the mood to do that because I'm devastated.
So that was the Deputy Eastern Regional Police Command, ACP James Abbas Abba, telling my colleague Manasseh Azuri a lot more about the demise of the Regional Police Commander for the Eastern Region, DCOP Angwubutoge Awuni there. But Manasseh is still here with me. Let's take Manasseh, your final thoughts on this, your final words on this issue. I mean, quite sad, really.
Yes,
really
Chahine, and I have had opportunity to meet him personally. Besides he being a police officer and I being a journalist, he was also like an uncle of a sort, and we share the same surname, so many people even thought we were related in a way. But I've had the opportunity to visit him, and when you speak to him, you realize that there's someone who really has a passion for the job, and he was someone, as the deputy said, did everything he could to ensure that the police service was clean. And this is someone who once told, they had a meeting, and I later learned that he told his senior colleagues at the headquarters that if they wanted to stop corruption in the police service, then they should stop demanding money from regional commanders and divisional commanders, because if you ask money from them, how are they going to get it? They would have to also, they cannot give you their salary. So he was that kind of person who was politically incorrect, if I should put it that way. That is his nature or disposition.
All right. Manasseh, many thanks for that update. And that was my colleague Manasseh Azuri Awuni bringing us a lot more on the death of the Eastern Regional Police Commander, DCOP Awuni. May his soul rest in peace there. But like I mentioned to you earlier, the downpour that has been going on for about 6 hours now, we're told has gotten quite a number of places in the Greater Accra region submerged in water. A number of places, we are told, have been badly affected by the flooding. And wherever you are, whatever the situation is, please do well to send us those messages, including videos and pictures if you can. That's 0560-800,000, 0560-800,000. I can see quite a number of your messages already coming in, and indeed some of you are even sending me messages that relate to other things, including Mr. Awuni's demise, as well as the Let My Vote Count Alliance. All those are issues we have been discussing on the show, but we are a lot more interested in the situation, the flooding situation in your area. Pictures and videos to 0560-800,000. Now, extradition processes have begun for British fugitive and son-in-law of the governor of Bank of Ghana, David McDermott, who was arrested in Accra last Friday. Now, the 42-year-old is wanted for his role in a conspiracy to import £71 million worth of cocaine into the UK in 2013. David McDermott is the second UK fugitive to be arrested in Ghana this year. John Benjamin says the collaboration between Ghana and British security officials to arrest UK fugitives who escape to Ghana will continue. He says his country is awaiting the issuance of the extradition warrant.
We're very, very grateful to the Ghanaian authorities, particularly the Bureau of National Investigations, for their cooperation in the tracking down this person and in arresting him, because we rely on their expertise and their cooperation, and we're very, very grateful for it.
It happened with Simpson Kent. This is the second case, and it looks like increasingly people who commit crimes in the UK appear to find their way into this country.
Well, I mean, at the moment, I'm not aware of other cases. Of course, it can happen. The message from this case is that fugitives will be found wherever they run to. What's next is an extradition hearing. We've requested extradition, but that is, of course, is a judicial process. That's up to the Ghanaian courts. So we'll see how that progresses, but that's the next step. The process has already started, but obviously, as with any judicial process, it takes time, and we'll see how it plays out. He was taken into detention on Friday morning and will be held under arrest until such a time as the court proceedings begin.
When it comes to things like providing David with legal representation and all of that, I guess the embassy is helping facilitate that? Well, absolutely. And as in the case of Arthur Simpson Kent, legal defense team will be provided, I'm sure, if necessary.
Meanwhile, the governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Henry Kofi Wampa, has denied reports he was aware his daughter was married to a drug lord. Now, reacting to the news in a statement, Dr. Wampa said he had no knowledge the man his daughter was married to was a drug baron. George Affairs more in the following report.
British press The Mirror and The Sun earlier this week reported that Mr. McDermott had been married to the daughter of the governor of the Bank of Ghana, Ramona Wampa. But in a statement personally issued and signed by the governor, Dr. Wampa said, "I had only known David McDermott as a worker in the mining sector and has been living in the country with my stepdaughter Ramona, who has been married to him for the past 3 years." The governor adds in the statement that until I received the information about his arrest, quote, "I had absolutely no knowledge about David McDermott being sought after by the British government as a fugitive."
And indeed, as we are well aware, the extradition process, we are told, might be starting today. They are in court this morning trying to get the necessary regulations there. But we'll be going to the court and be speaking to our correspondent who is there to bring us a lot more updates on the situation there. But away from that, and transport operators in the country are today embarking on a strike action over insurance premium hikes. Now, the drivers say the move is a result of the failure of the Ministry of Transport and the Insurance Commission to address their concerns. In June 2015, the Ghana Insurance Association proposed an 800% increase in motor insurance premiums, which was reduced to 400% following similar agitations by some of their transport unions. But the commercial drivers want a further reduction. Well, this morning, my colleague Michaela Rista Anderson has been assessing the impact of today's strike by the Commuter Drivers Association and has come through with this report.
Members of the Ghana Commuter Drivers Association say they are embarking on a strike this morning to protest the increases in motor insurance premiums. They say several meetings with the Transport Ministry has yielded no results, and therefore this morning they've decided to boycott work. Here at the Obra Sport, several cars have been parked, but others are loading. They are calling out for passengers. Some of them who have been speaking to me say they've decided to transport only school children.
I am a fast school for me. Now, this is school for the mountain because I'm fast school for but yeah, workers no more catch up man saying
because of the rain. There's some we can't leave the passengers to stand in the rain. That's why we are working. So sometimes the car not belong to us. It belongs to our owners. So no, we are not the ones who go to the strike. In my mind, I want the car owners to say we are not, because the insurance, we are not the one who is going to pay. So if I say I'm not going to work, my car owner will give the car to somebody. That's why I come and I will suffer. If my master tell me today, they say the insurance go up, so we should go on strike. My master will not give me the key, so I will not come. But I'll go today, give me the key, I should go work. If I not go, he will give it to somebody.
You know that your colleagues are on strike?
They are not on strike, we are working. Nobody, I don't see anybody say, everybody is working. The reason I'm saying that, if they say the ministers, they are going to strike, they pay them, they mark them. But we drivers, who will pay us? If I no go work, nobody will mark me. I won't get chop money from my picking.
So you are not on strike? Does it mean all of you didn't agree on the strike?
Yes.
You see, I'm defy directive say strike. An executive here at the GPRTU tells me they don't know these people who call themselves the Ghana Committed Drivers Association.
We are GPRTU, so that committed drivers, they are always expressing their views on the radio, but we don't know them.
You mean you don't know these people who say they are embarking on a strike this morning?
We don't know that. We just heard it from radio. Today's Monday. It is 4 days. We heard that they are making some conference at the Mamda Kong or Brass Sporting side, but we didn't go because they didn't inform us. And they didn't receive any letter that there's a conference heading. So we didn't go. So we don't know. Oh, fact, you don't know them.
They want government to, however, address concerns with the insurance premiums. They are calling for a reduction.
Yeah, they are working. You see them, they are all working. But the insurance we are asking them, sister, I can't say anything because formally we have great. We have 12 passengers, we have 15 passengers, we have 19, we have 23. All of them pay according to how the passengers they are taking. But the Sprinter taking 21 is about 1.9. Now we are paying almost 6 million. So whom are you going to express your view to them? And brother, how is going on? No? I can't say. If I want to continue, I will speak against something.
Michaela Anderson for Joy News.
So that was a report by Michaela Anderson. She's been to some sites this morning and she's been assessing the impact of that strike. And clearly it looks like, well, there's a lot more the committed drivers need to do to get their people to adhere to their directive. But let's go on to the phone lines now and speak to Public Relations Officer of the Committed Drivers Association of Ghana in the person of Francis Apia, who's joining me on phone now. So, Mr. Apia, good morning. Thank you very much for joining us.
Good morning, my senior brother.
So, apparently, your members are not clearly very enthused about this directive of yours. In fact, most of them have defied the directive and are this morning working. What happened?
First of all, let me say good morning to your listeners. My English is not that good, so I will please your listeners.
That's fine. We'll manage to watch it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right.
I was watching you, and then some of the drivers were saying, committed, we don't know them. And if they don't know, they don't know us. We know ourselves. And this insurance issue that we are saying is not one person is paying. And you can see we went to the meeting with the GPL2 people and other union people. And most of the time, if they want to kill drivers or they want to bring some laws to the drivers, they will go and hide with GPL2. And GPL2 say, oh yeah, they are and a whole lot of we accept this loss. If you watch this trotro seatbelt and those issues, GPL2 people were saying it's good. By the time Ghana committed, we stand up. Right now, as I'm talking to you, you won't see that there's a trotro seatbelt. So they call something like nyabako fonko na ndi abrewa. So if you sit, you work, you move your car and work and telling me that they were bringing 300% for that 500% that we are saying we can't pay. So me as a leader, the time we went there, they tell us that they will give you some cards so that we will do it at low price.
Okay.
So, because of me, I don't want to, do that thing. I have to fight for my colleagues. Go to Kumasi, go to about Tamahabo. You can send your cameras out there at Tamahabo Fishing Harbor. You can see people are not working there. And the strike is going on.
So you are saying that the strike is ongoing in some parts of Accra, for instance. You are saying Tema and which other area?
Tema and if you go to and then Kumasi.
So Tema, Pong, Kumasi. Those are the three places you are mentioning.
Yes, you can send your cameramen to Kumasi and they will tell you what is going on there. I was receiving some calls at what do you call it?
So is that to suggest that that's where a chunk of your members are based, Tema and Co?
Oh no, some of the drivers they are in the house. Plenty people they are in the house,
including yourself. You are at home as you speak to us.
Yes, I'm at home. Like I was watching you with your at your studio there. So, like what I'm saying, drivers, some of we drivers, we tell like Abe, oh yeah, you get some of nothing. I don't know how to put it.
Okay, so this is the point. This is the point. The many drivers you spoke to, I mean, one thing that came out was, yes, they do support your cause in fighting for the reduction in insurance premiums, but for them to tell their car owners that, you know what, I'm not going to work today because the Committed Drivers Association, our association says we should not go to work. Their fear is that obviously the owners of their vehicles are going to find replacements. They are obviously going to get some other people to do the job anyway. So that's how come they are not necessarily adhering to your directive. So does that in any way suggest, well, you might not be as influential and powerful as you think you are? I'm speaking of the Committed Drivers Association.
Some of the car owners and things are supporting us, and you can see some of the policemen are on what do you call it, leave, yes, they are no more on the police again. Some of them have bought trotro and taxi for drivers and the soldiers. They support us, and some of the what do you call it, bankers, they buy trotro work and pay for drivers. We went there and they tell us that they support us. And you can see, like what I'm saying, some of the car owners won't support. Because some of the car owners will get money and buy. And we work and pay drivers, not one paper that we buy. We buy what do you call it, insurance, income tax, roadworthy, and a whole lot of papers. And if the car is for it, you is going to repair. So if some of the brothers that they think that the metri will be cars for the rest of my life,
right,
and I won't buy someone.
Okay.
If the insurance right now they can put 300% for top. If the third party go that 10 million and then, if you can really get your you can work to get your car, we shall see. Me, they are the leader. They know me, and I can go there with what do you call it, the low price that they were paying.
Okay. All right. So, Mr. Pierre, I think that point has been made quite clear. Now, I want to find out what's the duration of this strike of yours? Is it just for today?
Come again.
This strike you've embarked on, is it just for today? After today, you are returning to work.
Right now, today is we are sitting home today a whole day. But if tomorrow they didn't say anything about it, we are going to continue tomorrow so that they will see that we make one. And if the tomorrow too they didn't marry, we are going to do our insurance company. We will do something called Ibima. Then we go to the whole Ghana. Then we will help ourselves to open our own insurance company so that we can help drivers for this country. They are bringing sports fund as I'm talking to you. We are not going to sit down so that they intimidate drivers again.
Francis Appiah, many thanks for your time on News Desk this morning. And Francis Appiah is the Public Relations Officer of the Ghana Committed Drivers Association. Well, they are saying that they will continue with this exercise. They might even extend the strike to tomorrow, unless, of course, they hear something favorable from government as regards their demands for a reduction in the insurance premiums there. And again, I did ask you to send a number of your messages as regards the situation in your area. We are told that several parts of the capital, Accra, have been flooded. I've seen quite a number of your messages. I'll just quickly go through a couple of them here. And okay, so this gentleman is speaking of the death of DCOP Awuni. There is coming from Tamaklo. Okay, you also seem to be saying something else, but you're saying good day and thumbs up for the good work. Okay, that's fine. Please, which part of Accra is flooded? Okay, so clearly your area is not affected by this flood, so we are thankful for that. And Mr. Awuni, may your good... Okay, you also go ahead to talk to us about Mr. Awuni. Why is it that the EC boss is so adamant over the issuance of a new... Okay, you're also talking to us about the EC. And this gentleman is asking about any news about teachers' validation and arrears payments. It's coming from Brighton. We'll follow up on that for you, Bright Elo Japan. We'll follow up on that particular one. And also, there's this... Okay, so please join you. Save us from the hardship we are undergoing in this part of Ghana. That's in Kwantan North District, Basa in the Volta region. We are paying exorbitant and abnormal water bills. Okay, that's fine. We'll look into that particular issue as well. You're speaking of quite a number of challenges in the Nkwanta North constituency there. We'll be bringing you a lot more on that. And this message says, area here at Ashaiman, New York, the rain is, okay, you're saying the rains there are pretty hard. So you're unable to go to work. Many thanks for your message. And I'm sure there are a few more of you who do want to send your messages. You can go ahead and send them. Even when we are done, Bernice Abubayedu will join you. Will join this interactive and be bringing you a lot more of your comments and pictures as well as videos on our WhatsApp console. You're watching News Desk here on your Joy News channel on Multi TV. We're taking a break. When we come back, we'll bring you business. Stay with us.